It's in the Navy match, Buckley Air Force Base. Flying their planes showing the north. And so, good. So, you may get what you want. Jim Riley, Joe Zilla, Gary Race, Bernard LaChance, DJ, Dave, Perlita, Quinn Wan, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley, Jamal, Bill Duvall, 1961 Oyster Cracker Man, Bitted at Fort Blue Boy Boxes, GPS, Paso Robo, Rapist Night, Red Randy, Red Norton, and Ellery. But be sure, if you get it, that they don't have a different story about your activities. You know, especially like I said, if the group of you, Perlita, and All-American, and Karen, ripped up everything and then, you know, pretty much use it as your way to get a freebie all the time. So you best be correct, because if they don't agree and they're showing off their airplane, their new jet, so they matched Air Force Base in Buckley. And so like I said, if I was the military, I'd collect all of it and prove how massive of a failure everybody was. And I won't respect you, Harry and Joe and Bernard and your team, Perlita, for doing what you do. You know, I won't, David, because what you do, poof boy David, is not being a hero. It proves you're a fucking assassin and a murderer and a liar. That's not how things are done. It makes you a fucking idiot. Especially, like I said, as some families had already set in to where you didn't have to live this fucking way and you guys rip it all apart just so you can, you know, jump down, da-da-da-da-da-da, so you can memorialize their stupidity in the first place. It's not why I came out here, David. Again, it proves that your hillbilly hick was a rapist and a murderer, and he sits there in denial thinking he's some badass and ripped everybody's shit apart, stealing it and hoarding it. I won't ever respect Joe and them for that. Because you guys ruined it in the first place, Dave. Poof yourself, David, because if you get what you want and those guys come together to have their committee, David, you, Balamorad that likes to hide and go poof with Joe and all them, may be the one going poof with Karen and Don Wiley and Jim Riley and those of you egotists who like to keep calling this. It's not going to make you pretty. It's not going to make you thinner, Perlita. It won't. Especially, like I said, when the stuff was nice and decent and the groups of you came in and wrecked their shit. Because that's what my argument is that's what Joe and them always have done. 3 or 4 times in a row with the Bernard de la Carney. So like I said, be careful, because they're matching with the Air Force. And guess what? If I was them, I wouldn't agree with any of you. And I'd go for the whole thing. And only serve those 150 million or, you know, the FBI, CIA, the police officers, those people those groups of you actually abuse. I wouldn't support any of the gangs and stuff. Because they just do it to show off going, look, I wouldn't support any of the cults. Because you guys doing that shit are the problem. So be careful, Dave, or later, because you might get what you want, but you won't be the leaders of it. None of you that I list off will be. So poof, David. When you keep doing that, like I said, you prove to them that you probably killed Hilton, Beswick, Rothschild, Bowman, Kennedy. And how fucking smart are you then? They're just gonna round your whole group up and say terrorists, cowboy, country, and western. They don't give a fuck about anything. They can just do it. They just do whatever they want. And guess what, David? Like I said, you might be the one going poof. Because that's their proof on top of tons of other shit that all you did was run around like a spoiled piece of shit ruining everybody's life. With Perlita and the little runty little, you know, GPS night pretending that, you know, you may have done this before. Bullshit. If you guys don't have respect and you guys keep ripping it out and moving it, Stan and Joe or whatnot, it makes you fucking dumbass.